Hey everybody, Ott Defoe here, Bassmaster Elite Series Pro. You know, you'll see me fishing all year long in my Nitro Z21. That's the boat I make my living in, but the boat that I spend a lot of time in whenever I'm at home fishing in the rivers, and occasionally you'll see me use it in a Bassmaster Open tournament, is my Tracker aluminum boat. This boat is, for me, it's something that I've put a lot of time in, I've put a lot of work in, and I've made it truly a really special rig. You know, there's a lot of things I've done to this boat that anybody can do to their boat, to an aluminum boat, to make it an ultimate fishing machine. And I'm going to walk you through a few of those right now. Starting up here at the front, I've got a Minn Kota. This is a 36 volt. It's a 112 trolling motor. And I've got that on there, such a big trolling motor, because fishing in the rivers like I do, you know, fishing in current all the time. So they make a 48 volt trolling motor. That's what I'll have on this boat. I've got the prop nut, the TH Marine Eliminator prop nut on here. It takes out a lot of vibration, and it makes it really easy to get that prop off, to check for any line, anything like that. It really helps this engine, this trolling motor, run more effectively and last a lot longer too. I've got a recessed foot pedal, just like what you'd have in a bass boat. You know, I've got that recessed foot pedal there. That's what it was added in whenever we added the deck to this boat. And you'll notice if you go to Bass Pro Shops and look at Tracker aluminum boats, they've got a good sized front deck to start with. It comes back to where this front hatch is. But for me, I wanted to add more storage to this, and I wanted to add a rod box. So a good friend of mine who does custom work on boats, we added this front deck on starting here, brought it all the way back to the end of the live well, and then brought the rod box back about another 8 inches or so. And I can actually get about 20 rods in this rod box, up to 8 feet long. So it holds just as many rods as I could ever possibly need. And you know, fishing in the day, especially on the river, you usually don't need a whole lot, but I'm a tournament angler. I can't go to the lake without having 15 or 20 rods in the boat. That's just the way that it is. These two boxes up here are just open access hatches. These two are actually tackle organizers. They come from TH Marine, loaded with these boxes in them. And that's stuff that I keep in here all the time. You know, it's a lot easier on me to just load those boxes up, put them in this boat, and they're always there anytime I go to the lake. So it really works out well. You see I've got a Rapala tool holder over there on the side of the console. Keep those pliers, those scissors, those buck splitters, keep all that stuff right there handy, easy to access. Factory live well right in front of the console. Another glove box from TH Marine. Just a great place to keep stuff that I'm using all day long. If I've got a bag of soft plastics that I'm catching them on, it's going to be in that box right there. Got an Orca cooler right here in the floor. Easy access again to get to your drinks. Another center storage access hatch from TH Marine. Nowhere on the console, a couple things I've got there that really make it the functionality of this boat well. On this side of the steering wheel, those are live well timers. You know, most aluminum boats, they come with an aeration pump in them, and that's it, and it's just on an on-off switch. For me personally, I don't want that pump to run all the time. There's really no need in it. So having those time switches on there make it a lot more effective. It doesn't drain your battery as much. I can flip that over on the automatic and work that timer, adjust that to what I want it to be. And then I've got 2 of them there, one for aeration, one for recirculation. Let's see, that's got Humminbird electronics front and back. I've got an Onyx 8 back here on the back, and then a 998 up front. And you'll see inside this boat, front to back, I've put a flooring material in this thing. It's actually called HydroTurf is what it's called. And on the front deck, I've even got a 1/2 inch padding under that. So it's just as comfortable as fishing on a bass boat. You know, standing on an aluminum boat, it's hard if you have to stand on it all day long. That surface it'll start hurting your legs at the end of the day. There's just no other way to put it. Putting that 1/2 inch padding up there under the front deck helped a lot. It took away all that fatigue, and it really makes it extremely comfortable and very quiet. You drop a rod or something, it doesn't clang off the bottom of the boat like what you think of an aluminum boat doing. It's really, really quiet, takes all that noise out, and makes it a lot more comfortable to fish all day. Come back here to the back of the boat. Let me show you this. For one, I've got 2 10-foot talons on this boat. And having those 10-foot talons, you'd think this is just a shallow water boat. You don't need something that'll reach that deep. But it's just not true. There's a lot of places where you go across real shallow water, then you end up fishing water that's 6, 8, 10 foot deep a lot of times. So having those 10-foot talons really comes in handy in a lot of places. Then I've got a set of electric trim tabs on here. Those help my hole shot. I can get up on plane quicker with those. and take really make that boat ride good in any kind of waves. I can let the nose down, and also letting that nose down makes this boat run flat and even that much shallower. Speaking of running shallow, I've got a TH Atlas Series jack plate on this boat. That's a 10-inch setback, and that jack plate allows me to get that engine up actually above the bottom of the boat. And that sounds crazy, especially if you look to see that I've got a prop motor on here and it's not a jet drive. But I can get it up that high because of the tunnel hole. This tunnel hole that's under this boat is, again, specially made. The guy who put all the decking into it, Mike Watson is his name, and he designed that tunnel hole to be able to feed enough water where I can run that engine above the bottom of the boat. So I can run this thing in about 6 inches of water, and it's usually the boat that hits the bottom. Occasionally I may get a little nick on the prop, but 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the boat that takes the abuse. It's a lot cheaper to get a boat welded up than it is to get a prop fix or a prop shaft. So that's the way I've got this boat set up. It's something that I love using. I actually just got back from fishing the Southern Open down on Lake Seminole. I had a good tournament there because I was in this boat, able to get up the Flint River where a lot of guys weren't fishing and catch fish that were unpressured. That's what I like to do in this boat, whether it's at home fun fishing with my kids or it's in a tournament situation. I hope some of these tips help you out whenever you're rigging up your next aluminum boat.